Let me ask you something personal, my friend. After menopause, have you ever worried that intimacy is behind you? Too painful, too uncomfortable, or maybe even unnecessary? Here's the hidden truth: avoiding intimacy. After 60 doesn't just affect your relationship, it can quietly weaken your circulation, speed up aging, and even impact your heart health. But the good news is, with the right steps, intimacy after menopause can actually make you feel younger, stronger, and more confident than you have in years. I'm Dr. Perriera, a gynecologist with over 30 years of experience caring for women through menopause and beyond. On this channel, Elder Care Wellness, we talk about what really matters for women over 60: circulation, bone strength, hormones, memory, intimacy, and the small daily choices that add up to a longer, healthier, more confident life. And today, I'm going to tell you the truth about intimacy after menopause, truths that most doctors never take the time to explain. Now, let me be very clear. Intimacy is not just about sex. It's about connection with yourself, with your partner, and with your body. And according to the Mayo Clinic, maintaining intimacy in your 60s and 70s can improve blood flow, strengthen your pelvic floor support, better sleep, lift your mood, and even protect your heart. But I also know the hesitation is real. Every week, women sit across from me, sometimes in tears, asking the same questions. Barbara, a 67-year-old retired teacher, told me, "I want to feel close to my husband again, but I'm scared it's going to hurt." Eleanor, age 72, believed intimacy was over forever until she discovered a few natural changes that made her body feel alive again. Their stories remind us of something powerful: intimacy after menopause is not a luxury. It is a vital part of healthy aging. So here's what we're going to cover in this video. 1. The most common changes that happen to your body after menopause and why intimacy feels so different. 2. The silent mistakes many women unknowingly make that actually make dryness, pain, or discomfort worse. 3. And finally, the safe, natural solutions that can restore your confidence, improve circulation, and help intimacy feel joyful again, whether with a partner or simply for yourself. But before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. If you've ever wondered whether intimacy still matters after 60, type the word "yes" in the comments. And if you've already found little ways to keep connection alive, share them too, because your story might give hope to another woman who's struggling in silence. All right, let's begin. To truly understand why intimacy matters after menopause, we first need to look inside the body. Because once you see what's happening beneath the surface, you'll realize why intimacy after 60 is not just possible. It can be one of the most powerful tools for staying healthy, vibrant, and deeply connected in this stage of life. When we talk about intimacy after menopause, the first thing we need to understand is how dramatically your body changes. Once estrogen levels drop, vaginal tissues, thin natural lubrication decreases and elasticity shifts. According to the Cleveland Clinic, this is why dryness and discomfort become so common after 60. Add circulation changes, weaker muscles, and even mood swings, and suddenly intimacy feels like a stranger in your own body. But here's the surprising part: while these changes are normal, the way we respond to them often makes things worse. Let me share 4 silent mistakes that I see over and over again in my patients. Mistakes that might sound harmless, but can quietly rob women of comfort, confidence, and even connection. Mistake 1: using the wrong products. Many women continue using the same body lotions, soaps, or creams they've trusted for decades. But after 60, those very products can strip away natural oils and irritate delicate tissue. Margaret, one of my patients at 68, came in embarrassed because intimacy had become painful. She admitted she had been applying a perfumed body lotion daily to keep things soft. The truth: it left her tissues burning and raw. Once she switched to a simple gynecologist-approved natural oil, the pain disappeared within weeks. Question for you. Have you ever relied on the same old products without realizing they might now be working against you? Mistake 2. Avoiding intimacy altogether. I completely understand why many women stop intimacy when it hurts. But here's the hidden danger. The less often intimacy happens, the more blood flow and elasticity decline. Think of it like a garden hose. If you don't run water through it for months, it stiffens and cracks. The Mayo Clinic notes that gentle, regular intimacy, even self-touch, helps keep tissues healthy and circulation strong. Avoidance, though tempting, can accelerate the very discomfort you fear. Be honest with yourself. Have you ever thought it's easier just to avoid it altogether? If so, you are not alone. Mistake 3. Believing intimacy only means intercourse. This is one of the biggest myths. Too many women feel like if intimacy doesn't look exactly like it did in their 30s, it no longer counts. That belief creates unnecessary guilt and pressure. Eleanor, 72. Once whispered to me, I thought intimacy was something I couldn't do anymore. But when she redefined it through skin-to-skin touch massage, or even mindful moments alone, her confidence returned. What if intimacy could be broader, gentler, and actually more satisfying than before? Would that change the way you feel about it? Mistake 4. Ignoring overall health. Intimacy is never just about the bedroom. It's about your heart, your circulation, your stress levels, and your energy. I tell my patients all the time, what's good for your heart is good for your intimacy. Women who stay dehydrated, skip exercise, or let stress pile up often experience more discomfort and less desire. But those who drink water, walk daily, and nourish their bodies notice their intimate health improving right alongside their general well-being. Here's something powerful. The choices you make at the dinner table or on your morning walk may be the very thing that determines how intimacy feels tonight. Now, I know some of you might be sitting there thinking, oh no, Lisa, I've done all of these mistakes. And that's okay. Remember, no one taught us how to prepare for intimacy after menopause. We were told how to care for our skin, our teeth, even our cholesterol, but not our most intimate tissues. The important message is this: you are not broken. Your body is simply asking for a new approach. And the exciting part is there are natural, safe solutions that can restore comfort and joy without pills, expensive treatments, or invasive procedures. In the very next section, I'll share exactly what those solutions look like. Quick fixes you can try tonight, medium-term practices that rebuild confidence, and long-term habits that support both health and connection. Stay with me, because once you hear these solutions, you may never look at intimacy after 60 the same way again. Now that we have uncovered the silent mistakes many women make after menopause, let's talk about the solutions. Because the truth is, intimacy after 60 can be not only possible, but deeply fulfilling when approached the right way. I like to break these solutions into 3 categories: short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Think of them as steps you can take today, this month, and for the years ahead. Short-term solutions, comfort tonight. The first step is comfort. For women experiencing dryness or irritation, choosing the right product is essential. According to the Mayo Clinic, water-based or silicone-based lubricants are safe and effective. Scented lotions, harsh soaps, or petroleum-based products often make things worse. Instead, natural oils like coconut or vitamin E can provide gentle moisture. I often recommend creating a comfort ritual before intimacy: a warm shower, calm lighting, and a safe lubricant close by. Joan, one of my patients at 65, told me that switching from body lotion to a natural oil was the first time in years intimacy felt good again. One small change opened the door to confidence. Question for you: have you ever tried changing just one small thing only to find it made a big difference? Medium-term solutions, building confidence. The next step is circulation and confidence. Intimacy is strongly tied to blood flow. The Cleveland Clinic emphasizes that gentle stimulation, whether with a partner or alone, helps maintain healthy tissue and elasticity. This is where pelvic floor exercises come in. Kegel exercises strengthen the muscles that support the bladder and vagina. 5 minutes a day can improve both sensation and control. Pairing Kegels with light activities like yoga or walking further supports circulation. Another key medium-term solution is redefining intimacy. Many women feel pressure to return to what intimacy looked like in their 30s. But true connection is about presence, not performance. Simple acts like touch massage or shared moments of closeness often become more meaningful than old expectations. As I remind my patients, connection is measured not by technique, but by how safe, respected, and cared for you feel. What would happen if you allowed intimacy to look different now and maybe even feel more satisfying than before? Long-term solutions, lifestyle as the foundation. The final step is lifestyle. What you do every day shapes how your body responds. Staying hydrated keeps tissues healthy. Eating a diet rich in leafy greens, omega-3s, and whole grains supports hormones and circulation. Daily movement strengthens the heart and energy. Sleep is another overlooked factor. Women who improve their sleep often notice better comfort and desire. Why? Because sleep helps restore hormones and energy reserves. Emotional health also matters. High stress raises cortisol, which lowers desire. Women who carve out time for joy, whether it is gardening, prayer music, or time with friends, often report that intimacy feels more alive because they themselves feel more alive. A quick win you can try tonight. If you want something simple to start with, try combining a 5-minute pelvic floor routine with a gentle oil massage before bed. Do this 3 times a week for a month. Many of my patients report less dryness, better circulation, and a stronger sense of connection with their own body. Now let me ask you, which of these steps would you be most willing to try first? Drop your answer in the comments, because your choice might inspire another woman who is still unsure where to begin. And stay with me, because in the next part, I will share 2 powerful patient stories. Women who thought intimacy was over, but discovered it could become one of the most joyful and life-giving parts of aging. Let me share with you 2 women whose journeys prove that intimacy after 60 is not an ending, but a rediscovery. The first is Barbara, a 67-year-old retired teacher. When she came to see me, she looked down at her hands and whispered, "I feel like a part of me is gone. I want to be close to my husband, but every time it hurts, so I avoid him. Now I feel guilty and distant." Her eyes filled with tears. Together we started small. She added pelvic floor exercises to her daily routine, switched from perfumed lotions to a simple natural oil, and with her husband reintroduced intimacy, slowly holding hands, light massages, time together, without pressure. 3 months later, Barbara returned to my office smiling. She told me, "It feels like we are dating again." I never thought I would say this, but intimacy is something I look forward to now. What changed was not just her comfort, but her confidence and the joy she felt in her marriage. The second story is about Eleanor, 72. She had been widowed for years and believed intimacy no longer belonged in her life. But she was lonely and admitted she felt her body was aging faster than her spirit. During a routine exam, she asked me quietly, "Is it silly to still want to feel alive?" I told her no. It is not silly at all. Eleanor began with self-care, gentle massage, mindful movement, and allowing herself to reconnect with her body without judgment. Over time, she felt stronger, more comfortable, and even began dating again. She later told me I thought intimacy was gone forever. Now it feels like a gift I give myself. These stories remind me of a simple analogy. Think of intimacy as a musical instrument. If you leave a violin untouched for years, the strings stiffen, the wood dries, and the music fades. But if you tune it gently, play it regularly, and care for it, the music becomes richer with time. Your body works the same way. Without care, tissues grow stiff, circulation slows, and confidence fades. But with attention, love, and gentle use, your body can still create music different from your 30s, yes, but often more soulful and beautiful. And science supports this. Research from the Cleveland Clinic shows that women who maintain intimacy in their 60s and 70s report higher life satisfaction, better cardiovascular health, and improved sleep. Intimacy is not about chasing youth. It is about sustaining vitality. So if you have ever thought, "It is too late for me," I want you to picture Barbara's laughter, Eleanor's courage, and the sound of that violin. Intimacy after menopause is not the closing of a chapter. It is the beginning of a new one, filled with tenderness, confidence, and joy. In the final part of this video, I will bring everything together. We will recap the key lessons, and I will leave you with a hopeful reminder that your body is not broken, and your best years of connection and joy may still lie ahead. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we have learned together. First, we uncovered how your body changes after menopause. Estrogen drops tissues, thin circulation shifts, and intimacy may feel very different at 60 than it did at 40. Second, we looked at the silent mistakes many women make without realizing it. Using the wrong products, avoiding intimacy, completely believing intimacy only means intercourse, and ignoring overall health. Third, we explored practical solutions. Short-term comfort with natural oils and safe lubricants. Medium-term confidence with pelvic floor exercises and redefining what intimacy can mean. Long-term habits like hydration, sleep, nutrition, movement, and emotional care that form the foundation for a vibrant body. And finally, we heard the stories of Barbara and Eleanor, women who thought intimacy was over, but discovered it was still possible, still beautiful, and still worth pursuing. Here is what I want you to remember most. Your body is not broken. It is changing, yes, but it is still capable of connection, comfort, and even pleasure. Intimacy after 60 is not about going back to the past. It is about creating a new kind of closeness that can be softer, richer, and more meaningful. Think of intimacy like light shining through stained glass. In your 20s and 30s, the light was bright and direct. Now after 60, the light carries more depth, more color, more story. It is not less beautiful. It is simply different, and it is yours. So if you are asking yourself, should I stay intimate after menopause? My answer is yes. If intimacy matters to you, if it brings you joy, confidence, or connection, then yes. Absolutely yes. Not because you owe it to anyone else, but because you deserve to feel alive, whole, and connected to your body at every stage of life. Before we close, I would love to hear from you. If this video gave you a new perspective, type the word yes in the comments. If you have found your own ways of staying intimate after 60, share them too. Your story may be the encouragement another woman needs today. And if you want more conversations like this, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Because here at Elder Care Wellness, we are building more than a channel. We are building a safe community for women over 60 to learn, share, and grow together. And let me remind you, this video is for educational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Every woman's body is unique. If you are experiencing pain, significant changes, or personal concerns, please consult with your healthcare provider. Your well being deserves personalized care.